Hello and welcome to the Stone House. In this week's episode, I'm going to show you how I tackled these upstairs windows as far as trying to, bring them back to life and then keeping them original at the same time. I hope you enjoy it, and if you did, leave that thumbs up. Thanks. Maybe I can show like a before picture of this space with the window and then what it looks like now. You can see that it's come a long ways. Really old stained glass window. It's been here for a long time. We don't want to replace it. We're just going to fix it as best we can. We're going to weather seal it as best we can. And we are going to get some really nice interior storm windows. Sanding, painting, scraping, filling, making all new wood for the inside of this, and then putting it back together. And hopefully, if this one turns out as good as the other one, I will be super happy. I'm ripping all this stuff out.
Yeah.
It's a big mess.
Yeah.
It's sanding day. These are old windows. They've been painted a billion trillion times. And there's a very good chance that some of this is lead paint. So you just want to make sure that you use a good respirator and that you keep all the lead chips for your morning cereal. This is the glazing. That's definitely coming out. Comes out pretty easily. So I will go and I'm gonna remove anything that's loose. See that little point? It's probably lead, and they're just usually shoved right into the wood, and what it does is it holds the window in place. These little triangle ones are fine if that's all you have. I did find some of these in the barn. See, they're a little different, and I'll show you how they work. It's pretty cool. You can use a pretty stiff putty knife. These have a little shelf that you can hook onto, and you can push them right into place. And I'll tell you, that's a lot easier than trying to hold one of those triangle guys still and push those into place, because what happens is it, slips off and then you end up, slamming your window. It's not ideal. You see online a million different people doing this a million different ways. So I think if that tells you anything, it's just you find a method that works for you. All I can say is just keep trying, I think. It's like most things in life. See, this is old, this is new. I just tried my best. This whole line here is new. I leave that as is. I don't mess with it. I don't try to clean it. Just leave it alone. And then I can come back in with a razor blade and fix it maybe in like 3 or so days. It really takes a long time to get to the point where you should touch it. So as far as what I want to reglaze, that's done. I did not do a lot. Now I'm gonna start priming these. You want me to play with you, Murph? What stick do you want me to throw? Which one? Looks like a German grenade.
Jason's a troll.
For those of you that just found out, yes, we own a huge commercial bounce house. It was the first thing I purchased with the first YouTube check that we got, I think. It was like, 5 years of YouTube money, basically. For those of you that like the kids and the family and everything, and you're watching the channel, just know that you watching the videos and the ads, there you go. My kids have enjoyed that for 2 years now. They love it. We've got the windows in process at the house. We're priming and painting those. They're close. And now I've got to get this windowsill a lot closer.
It was a morning in June when I heard that tune falling up to the beat of your heart. Like a white rain sails from a startled trail, our eyes met and then landed so well. Before you could speak, before you could weep, I held your hand in mine. Like a shell on a beach, waiting for your reach, falling up to the mountain to climb. You came reassuring, Mother Nature's procuring, there's no need for doubt in this mind. You came reassuring, Mother Nature's procuring, there's no need for doubt in his mind. And our eyes align like the sun through the pines in a silent space, in a cup full of time. In these orderly ways, in this disorderly life, I let go of my hand in the jar. For the great moon in the middle of June, falling up to the pole of the tide. Though I've seen it before, nothing I've ever been told can touch this feeling inside. You came reassuring, I will move it while you sleep. The shaking hours have settled down. Just like an evening dress, break to the right, sway to the left. In the morning everything is spent, and I make my way back home. What the wires couldn't catch fails to give certainty, and the world serves around, round, round, round.
think that's gonna be about enough that I want to do today. I made all these little pieces that need to hold in the top window. I've got my spring. It's all put into place. And I roughly made the piece of the trim pieces that go here that hold in the other window. It'll all make sense in a second. Window sills are basically done. I've got linseed oil on them, and you gotta let this cure before you can put a water-based polyurethane over top of it. Every little hole and nook that I could fill with epoxy has been filled. The sills are smooth as glass. They look pretty cool. They definitely look old, which they are. For those of you that don't know, if you're a little new to the channel, these wide boards are from boards that we found in the attic of the house when we were doing the demo. But anyways, these are done. I didn't share a lot of the process of these on YouTube because it's almost impossible. This was over, months of time. I've got the windows right there. Now, these windows, Sarah has been working on these for a long time. What are you doing?
Thing in the glass.
What do you call this method?
Tedious.
This is
And effective.
The razor blade Q-tip method?
Yeah.
As seen on TV?
As seen on Instagram today, right now.
You've seen it here first. She's really taken very good care on, scraping any kind of old paint away and just a great job. It's awesome. Now I did a lot of the glazing work. I think you saw that, but she has taken many nights painting these. And again, I didn't get any footage of it because it was done late at night in our other house when the kids were sleeping. But those windows are in amazing shape now compared to what they were. I'm gonna go get the pieces of wood. They're gonna go around the window. I'm gonna be using white ash, some of the ash that we just got, and it's all in the barn. So I just need to kind of figure out how much I need of it, and I need to get that milled down to some, nominal thickness, and go from there. I need my tape measure. That was loud enough. Oh my God. All right, these are the two pieces of wood that I just grabbed from the barn. This one's roughly 4 inches wide right now, so I'm gonna use this for the two side stiles that need to be like 2.5 inches, 3 inches, whatever. That will work pretty good. And then this right here is a wider board. This is like 6 inches or so. Once it's jointed and cut and everything, this will be the top and the middle, which needs to be about 4.5 inches. So this is what I'm starting with. Just from one board. Look at that. One board. And I just see this as wasted lumber, which is really too bad, but in the end, you can't be putting up, inch thick molding throughout your house. It'd be pretty ridiculous. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and mill the other one to 3/4 of an inch, and then keep going. Should be exactly 3/4 of an inch right now, and I would say that's pretty close. Might be a little heavy,
but I'll sand it a little bit, so it should be good.
Next step is to joint it. Now, I'm lucky I have a jointer. I don't know what you'd do if you didn't have one of these. First tool I bought right here because I knew how important it was going to be. Now that I have a flat edge, I'll be able to take it to my table saw and just rip it to the exact thickness I want. For the most part now, this board is milled and ready to go. It's 4.5 inches. It's 3/4 of an inch thick. It just needs to be sanded and cut the size. And this is pretty much the only waste out of that whole board, minus what I've jointed off, cut off, and planed. Not bad, right? So yeah, I'm just going to start sanding this, and then once it's sanded, we'll put it up, and then we'll just, you know. You may not believe me, but we are so close. So close. In fact, I think I'm ready. If you can see the detail, can you see the... There you go. That's the best look. You can see that little detail I put on it. That's the only piece in all this trim that has any sort of like little flair to it. These go into place nice and good. Ooh, as I say that, I think that's too tight. Come on. Pop, pop. Very good. A little bit of play up there, but that's okay. That's, you know, you do some caulking up there. That will look good. This piece is going to go in there just like this. No, it's a little tight. Yeah, that's too tight. Too tight. Okay, I need to go joint this one. That one actually got painted too. Go joint this one. I'll be right back. Okay, it's all jointed. Should be a little bit looser now. Yeah, that's a lot better. Lot better of a fit. Looks good. And it's going to go up and down a wee bit better. But still have a nice tight seal. Next thing I need to do is put some weather stripping on the bottom of these sashes so they create a nice, well, as tight as a seal as possible for the bottom. See what I'm using, if it focuses. Yeah. We'll just shove right into that cut. And it stays surprisingly well. I use a little putty knife kind of thing. Now this window can pop into place. Hit it with a nail. Oh, that shim's kind of stuck now. Come on. This is why you shim though. Because like now that window's got a little bit of movement. And then what you got to do, and I learned this the hard way on the other window, you need to open this window and do the top. I'll tell you what I did wrong. Is what I did is I just assumed, okay, this is straight now, right? And I nailed the top of it. Well, the board's not perfect. So the board went in a little bit. So then when I went to go open that window, it was like, you know, it's loose at first and then it got tighter. I don't go crazy with the nails, guys, because these pieces of wood I'm putting on, you actually need to be able to take those off if you ever want to take the window out. And that's just the way an old window is. So, but this is good. This should shut now. It's nice and tight. It's nice and tight. I like that. That's a good fit. A little bit of wiggle. But that's okay. That, you know, wood can swell and contract in the summers and winters. But this is a nice tight fit, and then, you know, it's not super easy to open, but as you open them, they will get easier because the wood, you know, the wood will wear away. It will actually indent a little bit on my sill because it's pine, and it will loosen up over the years, but this is as good as it needs to be. That window is in place. Oh, what the? Oh, it's not the right size. Somewhere I did my math wrong. All right, first time trying the top. Definitely didn't make a mistake. This is definitely the first time, not the second time. Oh, look at that, it fits good. What are the chances? Nothing too special here. I just used an old board downstairs, an old piece of hemlock. I trimmed it down, and that's what I'm going to use to trim these out like that. I think they look pretty good like that. That's going to look good. I didn't record making the little trim pieces around this sill. It was all the same, kind of getting boring. It's boring for me. But yeah, so because I'm making each piece custom, I can make each piece custom. Like this side over here where the switch is, I don't want as thick of a piece of wood. So actually, I planed this piece down to a 1/2 inch thick. And then the pieces on the back are 3/4 inch. And this one over here, I wanted it to be a little dainty. I think I went 5/8 inch. And then you can see this little detail piece on the end. See, it's a nice little detail, really. I kind of like it. But it just trims that whole corner out pretty good. It all needs to be painted. And then I need to go through and fix any kind of cracks with caulking. Fill my holes when I make nail holes. You know the show by now.
Too loud.
It's too loud?
Yeah.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
Too loud.
The vacuum cleaner is not on, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay?
Potty.
You need to go potty?
Yeah. Go get it.
You can get it.
No. Daddy. Daddy. Daddy.
You want those?
Four.
Okay.
Fun.
Cute.
King on the fun.
You want to wave at the camera?
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. Hello.
Hello.
I clean up fire.
You push the button? Ta-da! Abra.
Abba.
Cadabra.
Kadabra.
Yeah.
Abra.
Wow. What color is this?
Red.
Red. You got it.
Yep.
Do you know his name?
Yeah.
What?
Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtle. His name is Raphael. Can you say Raphael?
Fire.
Raphael.
Nothing's been officially nailed into place, but everything is painted, and it's basically done. So here it is. It's been a long process. We don't have any more windows like this to do upstairs, but we do have five big windows downstairs, maybe more. So we have more windows, but not for a while. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to leave a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time we turn the camera on.
Have a good week.